are definitely getting my excitement in this episode. Welcome to this episode of Century 21 Gold Table Talk. It is probably the pinnacle in terms of my favorite guest to have on the show. I'm really proud and honored and excited to speak to you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Guys, we have on the show today Ryan Morgan from Standard Bank, and Standard Bank needs no introduction. Arguably, or not arguably,
Yes.
the largest bank in Southern Africa.
Absolutely.
It is.
Correct.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Ryan, I'm going to say that you are such an important partner of Century 21 South Africa. Personally, for me, I've learned so much from you and your leaders at Standard Bank, and really excited to share with the group about what they don't know about what we can do together for you guys, which I didn't even know a year ago.
Wow.
So thanks for being on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Very privileged. Yes.
So let's kick off by telling me again and telling our viewers a little bit about your focus and the genius role that you play for Standard Bank in franchising.
Definitely. Thanks for that. Once again, Standard Bank, no clear introduction.
Yeah.
Better also known, Standard Bank this year is actually our 162nd year in South Africa.
That's
from
amazing.
Our first outlet opening up in Puebla or PE. So this year marks quite a milestone for us from our side. Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we operate in roughly about 20 countries in and across Africa. But the aim or value of our function is actually Africa is our growth. We actually drive our home.
Africa is the future.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So from my space, looking after the real estate franchise, heading it up under my head of franchising, Andre Beck, and we just overlook, empower, we enable the front end to actually really focus on real estate, which is such a core feature in our South African playing field.
It is.
Absolutely.
So real estate, our real estate industry in South Africa makes, I could argue, but I'm quite confident in this. It's about 3 to 4% of the GDP.
Correct.
Now,
Correct.
One thing I learned from you and your colleagues at Standard Bank is that there's a big difference in the world of business between a business that an entrepreneur builds up.
Absolutely.
And an entrepreneur's decision to invest in a franchising model.
Certainly.
So you've got very large masterminds and departments that support the growth of franchises across, I'd say, all industries.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
But your niche is particularly in real estate.
Absolutely.
And one thing I learned recently from our leaders globally, and what I learned from you, is that the risk in the franchising model is lower. So than being a moms and pops business or even August real estate, right?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
one thing that really excited me about the potential for real estate entrepreneurs across the country is that for the most part, setting up a real estate business requires one's own unencumbered finances, their own ability to do X, Y, Z.
Yes.
And what really got me excited is when we started engaging in our partnership, because Standard Bank is who they are.
Yes.
For me, what that means is that you and your colleagues in Standard Bank are very discerning and very good at managing the risk in financing your clients. And so what that led on to was this idea of, hey, Century 21, let's see if you are a company that this huge bank would endorse.
Correct.
So what we did this year, 2024, is we went through the process of you auditing us, if I can say, and looking at our franchise model and what do we offer the marketplace and what do we offer entrepreneurs? How do we manage the risk? How is it financed? What support does Century 21 offer business leaders in the industry? And you looked at all of that with us and you spoiled us in the process. And you made it very easy to form a strong friendship with you. But what you did in that process is at the end of it, you said, we endorse Century 21.
Correct.
We've looked at your franchise model,
Yes.
the agreement, the legalities, your financial standing, and based on who you are, we are going to support you and entrepreneurs in the marketplace to finance such a business.
Correct.
And I'm going to say that with all the pride in the world, because a bank, let alone Standard Bank, doesn't endorse and support just anyone.
Absolutely.
Right?
Understood.
So I'm going to
Yes.
first say thank you.
Okay.
We passed.
Yeah.
Standard Bank approves us. And what that means is for the viewers looking at a career in real estate and building a scalable business that is around for as long as Standard Bank is.
162. Yes.
162 years. We're only 52, and I thought that was a lot.
Okay.
Anyway. So in order to build a scalable business, one can now look at the real estate market, firstly, with us. And secondly, get into this there's a huge world that Standard Bank offers business owners that need financial support in setting up this business.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so tell me a little bit about that.
Sure, definitely. Firstly, I think, franchise is quite a interesting concept as well from our side. Not new to South Africa. I think the name is so well known, franchise specifically from our side. But to give you some idea, it's so thriving in South Africa, mainly due to obviously South Africa's growing economy.
It's growing.
That is growing, and that's quite crucial from our side. Furthermore, as well, we have an entrepreneurial spirit in our people.
I agree. They certainly do. No, you do.
Definitely. If you look at just an overview quick on franchise, just from a stats point of view from our side, what we've seen, you said real estate actually contributed roughly about 3%, more or less.
Yeah.
Overall, franchise actually contributed about 15% to the GDP of
all
SA.
franchise
2023
That's amazing.
from our side, estimated at roughly about 999 billion turnover. What's quite important here is that female ownership actually increased by 30%. Black-owned ownership increased by 10%.
Amazing.
From 2022 to 2023, which was a key highlight from our side. But most importantly, franchise is over various brands. But we really want to focus today on what we call real estate from our side and what we've actually done in the real estate sector according to your niche from our side. So how do we empower these individuals from a real estate sector? That's what important. What we needed to understand, what we needed to identify before we just go out to the market and say what's important. We need to know what's really crucial from today. And what we've thought from our side, because of the significant empowerment in the real estate planning as well, through this very structured, flexible model with Century 21 as well, we felt that brand recognition and operational support is quite crucial from our side. That form part of obviously the accreditation process, understanding that model. Franchising also offers a pathway to success. Ultimately,
I agree.
That's crucial. Yeah. We really want entrepreneurs to go out and be confident and understand their models from our side. And partnering with a brand like Century 21 has that success rate, that brand, that awareness, that it factor that's actually going in the market to really understand it from our side. Furthermore, real estate franchise demonstrates how franchising can empower agents as well from our side. So looking at that, for example, let's look at your top selling agents and recruiting them from that perspective. Let's look at how do we create or let them become professionals in the area? What do we do differently to make them want to excel in this profession from our side? And that's quite crucial. And what we've done also ultimately is also look at how do we facilitate that expansion as well. So it's not only much about just opening up new outlets and so on. It's about having that niche. I want to excel. I want to be promoted. I want to be successful in this environment.
That's so important.
Certainly. And so from outside, what we've done is what we looked at as well. We said, okay, looking at Standard Bank now, how does Standard Bank really want to actually empower this market? Firstly, why would you want to actually bank with Standard Bank? Ultimately, that's what I thought usually is probably the crucial part. And I think to elevate it, we need to say you really need a trusted partner. Trust is very, very crucial within the real estate space
it's
as
everything.
well from outside. Furthermore, at Standard Bank, I think we understand that real estate agencies really want to promote themselves for success. No one wants to really want to dominate for success. Let's put it in that sense from our side. And also, it's all about that smart financial decisions. Going into business is a daunting exercise as well from our side. So what we've done at Standard Bank, we've looked at roughly 8 key pillars, when I put it that side, that we've broken up according to 6 niche, what we call integers from our side. Firstly, we wanted to understand the client through our relationship team. Right. We feel that is quite crucial. Tapping into a network from our specialists, from our financial expertise, your guidance with our guidance, actually assist that franchisee to actually exponentially excel from that perspective. Furthermore, what we've done is that we're not just a bank. We don't want to be just a bank. As we made mention, we want to be the team, trusted advisors focused on your success. So that's really crucial to understand that a team of our relationship managers is really have the capabilities and the confidence to actually get you to the next steps. Number two, tailor-made solutions for your professionals, for your estate agents from that perspective. Why we call it professionals? Because they are very professional in their outlook, in their field. I mean, you have a qualification that you need to entertain. Those are some things that they actually look to achieve from this. How do we do that from our side? We looked at the professionalism, but also the security aspects, looking at the trust accounts. We know that most of our trust accounts have to obviously comply with the Properties Act of
They do.
2019.
That's right.
So that's really crucial, but also at the same time also needs to be secure and transparent as well. I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes we are sort of holding deposits on behalf of
That's
third
right.
parties. So that's very, very crucial, as well as your clients expect that transparency, I think, which is another factor that we said we need to really look at
It's
that.
everything.
Yes.
I think that transparency speaks to the trust that we have to build in the marketplace,
Exactly.
and that trust is actually a currency that we can trade with.
Correct.
I want to
Correct.
actually reiterate what you said just now about your ability to have tailor-made solutions.
Exactly. Exactly.
You and your team have done so well for the real estate industry in putting your feet in the shoes of a real estate professional
Correct. Correct.
and saying what is going to make a real estate professional currently feel secure
Yes.
and taken care of in an organization.
Correct.
And you
Correct.
have gone all the way. You've looked at different types of annuities, different policies, different, even down to the funeral policies, etc.
Correct. Correct.
Every product that you're already offering, you've gone and taken that and tailor-made it for property professional in a really profound way
Exactly.
that I've never
Exactly.
seen before.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then further to that, also what we've picked up is that ultimately you've got the rental aspect as well from
Yeah.
that side, which we feel
It's a big part of our
quite
industry.
a big part. I mean, property rental management tool that we have actually empowers the front end from our side so that they can actually have abilities to, for example, ensuring smooth cash flow, beneficial investment
That's
rates.
safe.
Yes, 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 yes. It has to be secure all the time. I think we pride ourselves on security from our side, and it needs to run seamlessly from that aspect. But maybe let's get into a little bit of the meat and the grit of what's actually how do we want to get to actually support your possible new franchisees and going forward to an existing as well. We've looked at what we call maximize your exposure from our side. That's maximizing also through from a My Roof perspective. How
Yes.
does that assist you? How does
My
it
roofs
implement?
become a big asset.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Furthermore, what we've seen is also our commercial property finance referral program that's actually working quite well. Just to give you an insight, obviously earn more through our commission referral program, so which actually helps you diversify income streams and leverage your clients' needs as well. So
Amazing.
that's really crucial as well. What
Amazing.
we've also done is smart financing options for seamless transactions. So we've looked at the bridging gap. We understand that waiting for property being registered becomes a nightmare for possible new entrants in
Business
the market.
owners, yeah.
We've looked at that bridging gap. We want to understand, we want to support with that lending, see how we can come out and assist where need be.
That's
from our
incredible because I know that you guys can compete in that.
Absolutely.
Bridging finance,
Absolutely.
there is a place for that.
side. Correct.
And
correct.
it is something that really does help the cash flow and the continuity of a business at certain times.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And then furthermore, what we've also taught, other than other lending criteria, which we'll get to now, is also to support beyond transactions, we feel. So how do now